This has a small delay, so we'll see here in a second, I think. Oops. Your channel. There we go.
I like that picture.
Yeah, it is a nice picture.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, look at that. That looks nice.
Mm-hmm. We're on.
So we can kind of go like this. Lower this down just a little bit. There, I like that. How's that look?
It'll work.
What up? What up, everybody?
What's up, guys?
You guys can let us know if that looks pretty good. Let us know if you can hear us well. Make sure everything is nice and straight. I think it looks straight. Looks pretty decent. Looks pretty good. If you can, anybody in here, share this podcast to your social media, if you would. Be so kind. We'd appreciate the support. We got Drew here, the other Drew, the Drew 24. Our remaining, here, go ahead and mute that or pause it.
Yep.
Yeah, just pause
How do you pause
it. If you
it?
pause it, it will,
Got it.
you'll still see the chat and everything, but the video itself is paused. Bradley James, he's here.
What's up, Brad?
Drew says it looks good, sounds good. Chris Wood, what up?
What up?
Says Scott looking swole. Anthony Clemente's here. Nice, nice, nice. I think no matter what, we still got. I was hoping to have just the grip in there. I mean, it's fine. It still looks good. Everything seems good, Anthony says. Okay. Yeah, share it to your Facebook, tag us, share it to your groups. I don't know why this is up twice, but we're at 5:01. We got quite a few people in here watching. We're already at 16, so.
Okay. Fire away.
Yep. Pause that. Okay, we got quite a few people in here. Welcome everybody to East Ohio Arm Wrestling Podcast. Today's guest, this is our second time doing a live podcast. First one was with Tim up in Toledo at one of Juan Carlos Tega's events. Second one, my man, Scott Aguglia.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. You guys give him a like and a follow, anything on all his social media. Go to his social medias and make sure you guys are following him and, keeping track of what's going on in Scott's career. But today, what I wanted to do, we usually have Tuesday recovery sessions, right?
Yep.
So the thought this morning, what I had was, you're going to be here. Why not just have a conversation on, live and just get it done here instead of just it being on.
Why not? Sounds good to me, Billy.
Over whatever it is.
Right, over Zoom.
Zoom. Yeah. I'm gonna have a lot of these brain farts, I think. But yeah, I think we're looking pretty good.
Thanks for having us too, guys. Everybody that's watching, really appreciate that.
Yeah, if you guys can hit the like button, we'd appreciate it. It'll help us out, grow the channel. That's always a good thing. But first thing that I wanted to go over today, this past weekend, you had a really good outing down at Randall Bladen's event down in, what was it, Loveland?
It was in Loveland. Absolutely, it was everything that I could possibly ask for as far as the tournament. It was like actually beautiful area. The downtown historic area of Loveland and the people and the community, everybody. It was so clean, nice and neat. And it seemed like everybody off the streets, everybody walks around. You have record stores, you have like secondhand boutiques, and like, it's just like a gorgeous community. And then once that word got around, um,
Yeah.
yeah, once that word got around, everybody seemed to swarm into that event once it started. So I love that area. So thanks, Billy.
Did you guys have a nice group of spectators down there?
Yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty heavy. Yeah, it was pretty much a
Oh, that's
packed
awesome.
environment. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it was great, guys. Yeah,
What was the, do you remember what the total amount of entries for the event was?
I want to say 115. It wasn't
That's
like
awesome.
yeah, it
Heck
was
yeah.
pretty up there. Yeah,
With the amount of events that we have in Ohio, anytime a promoter can get over 100, I tell you what,
That's a win.
that's a win, you know. Our recent one that we had 77. For a short amount of, you know, leading up to it, I thought 77, I was really happy with it. But anything over 100, I think is a win for sure.
I agree, Billy.
For any promoter in Ohio, you know, with the amount of tournaments and events that we have going on, you know, there are so many opportunities for Ohio pullers to get their reps in, and then, you know, super match events, multiple tournaments. You know, a lot of guys don't really have to drive too far to
Right.
get these pulls in, which is really nice. You know,
It was excellent. Yeah.
there's a lot of guys, you know, down in other areas. Like, for instance, there's probably guys in West Virginia that have to travel 2 hours just to get to a practice.
Oh,
you know,
there's
so-
folks that drove 9.5 hours to get
Just to
to
get
that
to the
event.
tournament.
Yes.
That's
So
awesome.
congratulations, you guys all know who you are.
Yeah, shout out to Randall.
Shout out to
Bladen, he
Randall.
did a fantastic job from what it sounds like, you know, put on a good
And
event.
Tim Lewis too, running brackets.
Yeah,
Good job,
yeah,
Tim.
shout out Tim for that. Tim will be on the podcast Thursday. We got a Dogfight 6 lead up podcast Thursday at 7 p.m. So if you guys want to tune in for that, it'd be greatly appreciated. Let's
That's
get-
gonna be a banger too. Johnny Jarrett against Tim Lewis. I'm gonna get.
Oh, geez.
I
yeah.
cannot wait to see that there,
That's
Billy.
gonna be awesome.
Like seriously,
Yeah.
that's.
Let's go to the chat real quick. Oh, let's see here. Anthony Clemente, dude, thank you. Loveland is home, and I'm so happy you enjoyed it. So blessed, awesome. John Glyshaw, you did great, man. We will always support my sons enjoyed pulling after your super match. Yeah, John's boys, man, those boys can pull, son.
Thank you, John.
Yeah. 4 international pullers as well. That's awesome. Heck yeah.
There was. Yep.
Let's go over your specific match that you had with Bradley Doby. Yeah.
I would love to. Oh, I'll tell you what. I didn't know, like, honestly, what I was getting myself into.
Mm-hmm.
He's from North Carolina. He's the one that traveled like 9.5 hours.
9.5
And he's been in the sport, I believe, for like a year and a half. But he's like accelerated like so much within
Yeah.
the sport. I know I'm good friends with Jacob Green, Mean Green, the Machine Green. He said, "Hey, listen, you might get woke up real quick by him because he's nobody to." So he's up and coming. So I had no idea how to gear up or prepare. All I did was trained at an extra level to try to protect myself from what I'm
Yeah.
getting into. Like, I call that a blind match. Typically, I have a little bit of video to see, or I know who the person is.
Mhm.
Go into a super match and kind of train up and know
Right.
what to do. And I went in blind.
Yeah, you got no information on it.
Oh my
You know,
God, it's so
new into
nerve-wracking.
the event, you know, or into the sport, so
Yeah.
it's hard to gauge.
Right, so
You
we
know, if you
can.
got nothing to go off of, there's no textbook.
Yep,
information
and
to
we,
look at.
we were going back and forth too on messaging, as far as IMs through Facebook, and there was like a little bit of trash talk here and there, like fun. Like,
That's always
that's
that's always healthy, you know.
Very healthy, and he had me nervous, and I was actually nervous throughout the whole match, guys. I mean, that kid got all the potential in the world. It just, I'm just gonna put it this way. He said he would stay within a lane that I didn't know about, and he surprised the heck out of me. So shout out to you, Brad. Good job on that, and you caught me off guard.
Yeah. Let's go by rounds. How, you know, round one, what happened
First
in round one?
round, I want to say I was halfway.
That was a flash pin, wasn't it?
It was a
Was
flash
that in
pin,
or
yeah.
out of straps?
No, that was straight on the go, and that was what the plan was. Because the first round, I really thought and feel that that's going to dictate the whole match, which it actually didn't. So now we're going to go. Okay, 1-0 me. Second match, again, I believe that was a slip out to the straps.
Mm-hmm.
You worked on me hard on the straps, and I went like undefeated into the straps because I've been really, that's my weakness. I really worked on the strap match, so I already knew. So 2-0, come the next round, there was a slip out, it was an elbow foul on me. We redid it, so one fell on me, and then he did a very, very beautiful knife press. I'm gonna call it a knife press, it's almost a flop, but it's like quick inside, it's a twist.
So
So it's
so
different.
what he did, he pressured through here first, right?
Yes.
And then ended up keeping the pressure right here, and then you.
I
I was
could not
surprised you
come
held
up.
on. I really was surprised that you're trying to hold on right here. I really was. I
Right.
was like, slip out, slip
Billy,
out.
honestly, I'm glad we're talking about it because we haven't talked about it before.
Yeah, because you crushed him in the
I,
straps.
yes,
Like,
I got caught off guard, and so I knew what he was going to do on round 4.
Mhm.
I knew he was going to go into that knife, that flop press.
Yeah, the flop press, yeah.
And at that point, I was like, slip
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Got
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Let's go back into the straps.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
what
you
I
learned
did.
your lesson on round 3.
Yes, I learned my
sure.
lesson. But
For
good,
sure.
good job, Bradley, for doing that. I mean,
You know, a lot of guys.
That was crazy.
A lot of guys don't. They're- some guys are afraid to switch up their game. You know,
Mhm.
mid super match.
That's
you
what
know,
Alan
it
Vaughn
is-
told him, because Alan Vaughn supposed to be my buddy. You so are my man. I
Yeah.
love you. But you're like, hey, listen, Bradley, this is what I want you to do. That's how that happened, and he got me. So God bless both you guys, man.
Yeah.
That was nice.
I mean, for just a year and a half into the sport, it takes a lot of mental fortitude in order to change lanes and try to do other, other moves, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the times whenever somebody's in that young into the sport, the lanes aren't established yet,
Correct.
you know what I mean? So they're still
Correct.
working on their elbow integrity and their hand strength and chop roll abilities and stuff. So
Absolutely.
You
He
know, that
felt
was-
strong, so
yeah.
good job, Bradley.
yeah, for sure. I think for sure, you slipping out on round 2, if you wouldn't have held on, dude, I guarantee you, yeah, that it looked like it would have been a 3-0 sweep. But
Yeah.
hey, props to
surprised
him.
me.
Props to him. He
Mad
caught you
props
off
to him.
guard.
He
You
did.
know, got the round 3 victory. And then round 4, you just
Yeah.
you just slipped, went
it
to
was
the
in the
straps,
straps.
and then just bam.
Yep.
You know.
My strap game accelerated like a lot here within the last, like, I want to say like 6 months. I mean, you've been working with me. I've been working with myself.
Yeah.
And that was my weakness. I hated to go to the straps. If I got caught into the straps, I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, this is gonna be
You
like.
looked pretty good in the straps.
I felt very good, Billy, in the
Yeah.
straps. So yeah.
I think
appreciate
you
it.
only lost to
Just
Brad
one.
that one round, and then you had 2 losses in the tournament to
No, I didn't lose
Mike
in the
Ennis,
straps.
right?
Mike Ennis, I lost
in the
That
straps,
was it. Yeah.
and then just that one round, but that wasn't in the straps.
Not in the straps. Yeah.
To the gentleman from Kentucky.
I want to say I went 4-1 in the straps, but Mike Ennis, if you're watching this, that doesn't count. You're 380 pounds.
Little bit of an advantage there,
I
but that's
know, right?
okay. Mike's a good puller also.
Love Mike.
But yeah, so I mean, you had a good weekend.
Good weekend.
You know.
Went 242s, first place. Went overall second place. Couldn't be more happy about that. And the super match, of course.
Yeah.
Typically, Billy, like me as a puller, everybody knows, like, when you do a super match, don't go open.
Right.
I traveled a lot, and plus, I wanted to see where my stamina was with the workout regimen that
Yeah.
I do have in place. So
Right.
it actually worked out well. So.
And
Yeah,
then you
appreciate
pulled
it.
2 classes or 1 class?
I pulled, I pulled actually 3. Now I it's gonna mess up my ELO score, but I pulled out with Gerald Dees because I told him I'm not gonna pull him because he came up to me and said, please don't pull me, seriously. And he'll connect, and Randall will tell you too. So what I did was I did a smaller event, the 2 up to 230, like 185 to 213 class. I went 4-0, and then had to go up against Joe, and I pulled out of it because the reason why I did it, because I was fatigued,
Mhm.
and I wasn't worried about that specific tournament. I was focused on the 242 for some reason.
The
at that point in
class,
time.
yeah.
It was just going like boom, boom, boom. I was going
Yeah.
up every other.
Yeah.
So it's just,
Oh, okay, so you were in 3 different classes,
Mhm.
and then you only finished 2 of them.
finished one.
Oh, you just finished the
Yeah.
super heavies.
So I
right?
bailed out, backed out of the Masters, which I shouldn't even been there, but I was thinking, hey, why not, you know? And then
Okay.
I want to say it was like up to 213 class. I went 4, and that's when Brandon or Bradley Dovey and I went 4-0 there, and then Gerald Dees was up,
Mhm.
and I bailed out of it because I knew Tim was coming up, and I have a super
Mhm.
match with Tim, so I bailed out of that, went directly to the 242s.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it is what it is.
Yep.
I mean, those ELO scores are so valuable, though.
Yeah,
Aren't they,
now-
though?
now they
Like,
are.
phew. Just imagine what that's going to be like in a couple of years.
It's gonna be crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, we got so much information now, and it's just now getting to the point to where these lists are filling out, for the states.
Mhm.
Shout out Corey Miller and, you know, Aries.com.
Yes.
I tell you what,
Good job,
man,
Corey.
what a blessing that is to the community. Anybody that has anything to do with state rankings and stuff like that, this ability to sort by state is going to be massive.
It is.
It's going to be so massive. Uh, a tool to just use, because, like you said, Pennsylvania hasn't
Never.
had a ranking system. Tim and I had spoke about, him maybe handling from a certain river west, so like Western PA rankings.
We
but
don't have to do that now.
It is what it is. But now
Yeah.
that you can sort it by state, man, what a blessing. Now all we got to do is get everybody in PA to go into Aries and mark down
The
what
wins
state
and
you're
losses.
in.
Yeah, what state?
No, what state you're in. That's all That's all Corey needs to have next to somebody's name. So what I did for us Ohio pullers, and I put your name in for PA. I went into his Google document,
Oh, I see.
and I went through everybody that I could find. It's by your first name. So I went in there and then put everybody's state, especially all of us that we all train together, and anybody that I remembered going through, and I put everybody's state in there. So
Yep.
so I put yours as Pennsylvania, obviously, and then
Smart.
all of our teammates as Ohio or West Virginia, whatever. The people that I know, and the availability of just putting in there, sort by state is just so valuable now.
Absolutely.
You can practically just go by that.
It just energizes you, and also you want to like try to increase and get better and better and rank up higher where you currently are. And so it gives you like an attack factor, like as far as like you see the people above you, why not try to go into an event? It doesn't even have to be a super match. Go
Gives
to
you
an
something
event,
to
yeah.
shoot for.
Gives you something to shoot for.
I mean, even if guys are in this just for a hobby, I mean, you see it a lot. Actually, I see it a lot. Is these guys just like to go to practice, maybe pull a tournament or two a year, and that's good enough for some guys.
Correct.
And I don't blame them.
Mhm.
A lot of guys right now, everybody's struggling in the country.
Yeah.
With what's going on in our
With the
economy, it's hard to get to these events far away and multiple events and stuff. So
It really is.
it's
yeah.
understandable that guys wouldn't want to travel, and
Mhm.
if we can, help guys out and
Let's
put on
carpool.
events in our general area, and that's always it's always a positive, to where the guys don't have to travel 4 hours to
It really
have
is.
a tournament or super match event or something
So
like
that's
that.
why I appreciate your events because it's not too far from me.
Mhm.
Let's say 45 minutes to an hour.
Mhm.
And I love your events. Your events are always stacked. You have the highest level of competition at those. And anybody watching, I would suggest. I don't care if you guys live 5, 6, 7 hours away. I would go to a Billy Collins East Ohio event.
They're fun.
It's a lot of fun.
I think we're kind of getting into a groove,
Mhm.
where it's getting a little easier to initially have the event set up in such a way. Okay, so we have like we got our platform where how we normally do things, right?
Yeah.
Now what we do is we start getting the little additions, the little the little cues that take an event over the top. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Is it okay if I talk about your laser?
yeah, the laser.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good.
That
a
was
fun
like
idea.
the greatest idea in the world. So, an aerial laser that comes down to get center right on the table. I mean, it's not going to lie. So I believe that is what the whole sport should turn into is, and also instant replay a little bit, like because a lot of matches happen like very fast. But that laser right there doesn't lie. So
The laser was so helpful to us, uh, us referees, because there's no fighting it.
no
If
butt-
your
butts
knuckles
ifs
aren't
about it.
if your knuckles aren't right there in that center, if we don't see that laser right on the knuckles, then you got to get to it. It is what it
It's
is.
the
It doesn't
smartest
lie.
idea,
You know,
I think.
like
Yep.
it gives the most fair start in as far as hands in the center of the table, right? Nobody's on one side or the other. They can't complain. The laser's right there. It tells no lies, right?
Simple as that.
You know, and it was such a helpful tool for the event. You know, I will never not have that for an event now.
I think it's a great idea, and anybody watching that does events, I'd recommend that too as well.
Yeah. So what we're getting at is, we just bought a laser pen. You know, you can get them at Walmart in the hardware department for like $20. It's just like a little flashlight with a laser on it, and then we suspended that right above the table,
A weighted pendulum.
and then we used like some. It was like a flex kind of thing, and we just taped it to this flex line, and then brought it down, and then brought it over, and then straight down over the center of the table as center as possible. And then you just have it centered as much as you can, right? And then you just adjust your table to go right dead center with that laser.
Just move the table
You just
to
move the
dead
table
center.
dead center, boom. And then you're guaranteed to have your hands and your knuckles center table at all times, you know, which is
That takes away a lot
It's
of
a
disagreements. It's a
exactly,
blessing. Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
The fighting back and forth, oh, I'm not center my
Yeah.
side, you know.
And
Has nothing to do with
I
it,
ultimately believe that it's going to make tournaments go quicker because there isn't so much negotiation as far as like, oh, right here, right here, right here, right here. It's going to be right there for you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Let's hit up the chat real
Oh, yeah.
quick. We got quite a few chats here coming through that I possibly missed. Oh, let's see here. Parker Wise, he's in the chat. What's up, Parker? One of our teammates. Glad to
What's
have
up,
you on.
Parker Wise? My man.
Oh, let's see here. Anthony said Brad has a great press, all around strong. You figured it out and finished the job. Attaboy.
Thank you, sir.
Silverback arm screw. Alan Vaughn, what up, dude? Big dog. He said, get it, fellas.
Damn right.
He also said Dobie had a good corner, is why.
He did. They gave him some magic potion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was good.
Talia, she's in the chat.
Hey,
Your
my daughter. That's my daughter. She goes to Florida, University of Florida. I love you, girl. She's 20. She'll be 21 this year. Keep your damn hands off her, gentlemen.
Yeah, shout out Talia.
Yep.
She said, go dad. We got Bradley James. That's your opponent that
I
you
love
had.
Brad, man. I
Bradley
love
Dobie.
Brad.
Can't touch
it-
Scott in the strap. That's what he said.
Is it okay if I do a quick shout out? Hey,
Yeah.
this is how cool Bradley Dobie is. He messaged me earlier and said, hey, listen, Scott, I want to give you a team shirt to represent and rep in your area. Why not? Let's do
Yeah,
it.
there you
We're
go.
a big family, a big community. I'll wear that all day long, Brad. I appreciate you, man.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. Anthony also said when you beat Papau, that was when you started to go beast mode. Who's Papau?
I want to say is one of those international athletes, I think. I'm not quite sure. Anthony, give me an idea what that was.
Alan said Papau was no joke. Papau got me in the straps. Dude was legit. Oh, nice. Big Vaughn. I subbed. Yes, sir. So they're going back and forth there. John Glashaw, he said, when's the next one? I think he's talking about next East Liverpool event. Okay, so John,
Yeah.
if you're still in here, we have collaboration with Kevin Palco, and we have dog fights. It's one of Kevin's events that he usually puts on. So we collabed with him to put on an awesome card. Go to my social media; it's all on there. Dogfight 7, that is June 22nd. It's right across the river, like 5 minutes from here in East Liverpool, in Chester, West Virginia, at the Saddle Ridge Bar and Grill. So that's going to be 18 super matches is what we have scheduled, and then a massive after pool following the last super match. As of right now, we have 18. So the plan was to get to 15 matches with this. Okay, we got 18. You know, you might have a couple that are gonna, cut out. So we are hoping
We'll still end up
if
15.
we have a couple, we'll be right at 15. So we have that coming up. Dogfight 7, June 22nd. So we'd love to have everybody there for that to support the event and show Saddle Ridge that we can really put on a show.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of our super match events, I tell you what, the first Garage Wars, we had 150
It was a
people
ton.
there. It was a blast.
It was a ton, yeah.
It was a blast.
It was, yeah.
So the goal was to put on a nice show, for Saddle Ridge.
Oh, is that
Hopefully-
in the same location as the Garage Wars?
No. Garage Wars was downtown East Liverpool.
Okay.
At the bowling alley.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Shout out Walnut Lanes and Brian Rudabaugh. Thanks for hosting that. Appreciate it. This one is, the collab with Kevin. Dogfight 7, June 22nd. That is in Chester, West Virginia. It's
Okay.
like 5 minutes across
Okay.
the river from
Yeah.
here. It takes me like 7 minutes to get there from here. And that's June 22nd in Chester, West Virginia, Saddle Ridge. So make sure you guys come to that and support it. We're hoping that this builds a nice relationship with the owners of Saddle Ridge, that they want us to come back.
Over and over again.
It looks like it's gonna be a great venue. There's a patio out back, a covered patio, lighting, sound, everything. There's a bar back there. They got tons of food. It's gonna be
That sounds like an
venue.
arm wrestling dream, guys.
Yeah, it's gonna
Please
be a
show
great
up.
venue. So we have that June 22nd, and then we have our Kiwanis Fundraiser 3, November 2nd. That's gonna be at the same church that we just had this last Kiwanis Fundraiser 2. So it's gonna be at that same church as of the moment. For the third one, we are gonna try to do a better job for parking. I understand that we had a little bit of a parking snafu with, not having a great amount of parking, but we didn't have anybody out there kind of lining people up and stuff, so we're gonna do a better job
It
on
should be
that
fun,
next
yeah.
time, but
It was a very, it was fun. last
it was
time.
it's
It's
still
okay.
a good event.
Yep, great event.
We had a food truck there and everything, so the goal for November 2nd to have as good of a tournament as we always do, and possibly have some fun things come up that we can add to the event to make it even better.
For sure.
To make people wanna come back. That's the whole goal that I'm trying to do in our area. It's not that I want to make this area the only place for good arm wrestling. Obviously, every place around of us has really good arm wrestling, but this area, the manufacturing of this area has been gone for a while, so there isn't a whole lot to bring people into our area, this tri-state area, right in this little area that we got. So, if I can help bring people into the area with these events, have them spend some money in our town, that's always a positive thing that I like to do. So
I agree.
so November 2nd we have the Kiwanis Fundraiser 2 coming up, John, for you. Let's go back to the chat. Anthony, laser is a good idea. Plus, now I have an excuse to buy a laser. Yeah, perfect. Laser sales are going through the roof now. After that Papal match,
Who's
you
Papal, though?
really extra locked it in. Lit up a smoke, stepped off to the side, seemed like you were thinking, I'm gonna take everyone. It was a good moment. Nice. Anthony also said, I'll check back later, off to work.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thanks for being there, Anthony.
My man.
Mike Brown's in here. What up, Mike?
Mike,
Said, how's it
what's
going,
up?
Mr. Billy? What up? How's it going, Mike? Hope that leg is feeling good. He
I'm
had
good.
a injury, and so Mike is on the mend. Hasn't been pulling
Oh,
for a
Mike?
little. Yeah,
Oh, I
Mike.
didn't know that, yeah.
Mike is the gentleman that I had a match with at Garage Wars.
I remember,
Yeah.
Mike Brown, yeah.
Yep.
Hey, I hope that gets healed up, Mike, you know it. It
Yeah,
will.
exactly. John said we will be there for November 2nd for
Who's
sure.
that, John?
Awesome, John Glashaw.
Oh, nice, perfect.
He was at the event with
Mhm.
you over the weekend. Alan said Fast Foreigner was Pow.
Okay,
fast one.
oh, those guys meant business. God.
Oh, Parker's calling you out for practice. Scott, I want to pull you in the strap sometime.
All right, hey, my strap game, Parker. You don't want to touch that right now, but yeah, I'm more than happy to train with you, bro. Maybe we can set something up here this week or next.
Alan said Samarge was his name.
Yes,
So,
Samarge. I got him
yeah.
down right here. Then it was Samarge, and then there was a Shiraj overseas. There was like 3 deep from. Is it okay if I?
I have no idea. what-
International gentlemen. They're very gentleman-like, but they. I tell you what, I don't know how the setups work in like Kazakhstan or whatever part of Russia that they said they're real close to Kazakhstan. Or I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it. Kazakhstan, yeah.
Kazakhstan.
It was really interesting, and that's the reason why I got hyped up is because of that whole setup. I did not like it like any bit of it. All 3 of them, or all 2 of them, I did too. But anyway, those guys are good athletes, international athletes. Got to have respect for them, and that's how that goes. Too bad they suffered now.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Oh, and my man Wiggles got the big guy too with a flash on the super heavyweights too. So I took out 2, he took out 1. So
Nice.
go USA.
Mike said his leg is a little bit better, suffering from CRPS. A little busy with going back to school, but we'll be pulling again soon. You 2 are beasts and real people. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate
Thank you,
the
Mike.
kind-
Appreciate
thanks.
that.
Appreciate the kind words. Alan also said huge culture barrier. Guy signed up for Masters and looked 21.
Yep, that's correct.
Oh boy,
It was a mess up. So I mean,
it is what you're gonna have.
It is
that
what it
issue
is.
every once in a while.
it's a mistake. No,
Was there cash payouts for the event?
nah, only if there's 5 in the class. Masters there was 0, and then there was like some classes I didn't fill.
I tell you what, man. As soon as you say cash payout, it brings a whole nother level of competition to an event.
I agree.
You know, you're not just gonna get the people around you. You're gonna get some higher level pullers.
Yeah.
You know, that's wanting to win some cash. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I don't blame them.
I want to say one of those internationals got 2nd overall on the weight class before the 242.
Nice, nice. Otha's in the chat too. What up, Otha?
Otha, my man, Otha Lovin.
You want to talk about
You want to see an arm?
Oh my goodness. He's like you, but backwards. His
know,
right
right?
arm's like crazy, and his left arm's small.
Oh yeah, he's jacked.
Oh, Otha would.
Otha's my man.
I was just talking to somebody. I think it was at practice last week or something like that, and the way that I felt Otha at the after pools in
Garage Wars.
at this past event. I tell you what, I want to say Otha probably would have won every class right hand. To be honest with you, like that dude's a freak. His right arm is just
My man, Otha.
But yeah, shout out Otha. I want to get up there to your place and get some practicing in with you. So let's kind of move on. So you had a good outing. It was a good weekend. You impressed a lot of people. What do you got coming up from here?
Oh, this is what I have coming up right now. I know I scratched the surface with Tim Lewis before November 18th at your event, and unfortunately I had a weird injury, and it doesn't even sound like it's real, but it really is because I tore an abductor tendon muscle, which scissors your legs in this way. And the reason I did that was because I wrapped my leg.
So you're
around
saying
the
at that point you can't close your legs?
Yeah, at that point, that was it. So I forfeited after round 2. That was that. So now Tim Lewis thankfully has me a rematch here up at JD Fox's event.
Yeah, shout out to Tim because
Yeah,
to be
Tim's
honest with
my
you,
man.
he didn't have to give you that rematch.
He didn't have to.
He really didn't have to. And
He-
shout out to him that he knew
Absolutely.
that you got injured and he's giving you another shot to.
He's North American ranked. He's nationally ranked. Thank you, Tim. Obviously, so much for accepting this match, and that's at JD Fox's event up in Townville. I believe it's July 13th. It is July 13th. So
Yeah.
we're the only super match on that event, so we'll be the feature card. It should bring in some people. So I look forward to that, and I really appreciate everything. You know, like let's see what happens. Right now, I'm fully healed. I'm 100%. I feel pretty good, and I'm gonna have to train my tail off.
Yeah, because you don't have that
Yeah.
much time.
No, I do not.
Be honest
I have
with you.
exactly right now 2.5 months.
And okay, so after you come back from your injury, your
Mhm.
abductor injury, and to last weekend, how long was that?
The training.
I
Oh,
want to say
that's
that
a
was
good
only
question.
what, 2 months?
That was
wasn't it?
barely 2 months. I want to say that was 7 weeks.
Phew.
That's from PT. Thank God for UPMC Medical for my physical therapy. I want to say that was like 7, 8, maybe 8 weeks max for me to get prepared for this last weekend. So
Jeez.
it was
So-
really bad. Yeah, I'm back.
Short amount of time to
Mhm.
prepare for a big match with Tim. 'Cause,
Yep.
you know, the preparation that you did for this event, you know, is nothing in comparison to what you're gonna have to do
Versus them. Yeah.
to be to even have a chance
Yep.
of getting some pins on.
Shout
Tim.
out to Billy Collins right here. Here's my coach, guys. He trains me so hard, like ridiculously hard, and I actually owe it to you. Thank you so much,
That's all
sir.
right. No worries,
Appreciate
no
it.
worries. You know, we do what we can, but you know, the training has to be stepped up. You know,
Gonna step
it
up.
is what
we're
it
gonna,
is.
We're gonna
you
do
know.
doubles now.
You got to be stronger. You got to be faster.
Mhm.
You got to be healthier. You got to have more stamina.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stamina is gonna be the key.
I think quickness is really going to have to come into a bigger factor with a match with Tim, just
I believe so.
because if you let him stop you, that you know it's almost over. 90% of the
Mhm.
matches that Tim
I
wins
have
is
to
because
be
they stop.
fully rounded arm wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
I have to be.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
if there's a weak spot, he's so knowledgeable. He'll find that weak spot and attack it. So I
Exactly.
have to be fully rounded.
And like we said, shout out to Tim for letting you have that match.
My man Tim.
You know, he gives a lot of guys opportunities, and he's willing to train. You know, willing to travel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to all these events. You know, shout out to him. You know,
He's awesome.
being the
for a
road
sport.
warrior.
He's
you know,
awesome
We can't
for a
thank him
sport.
enough for what he does for the community.
Thank
So-
you, Tim.
And then also, shout out to JD Fox for letting these guys have the event there. You know, or have the match at his
Yeah,
event.
at
you
his
know,
event, yeah.
At,
Short
I think
notice
it's
too. So.
Townville Home Days.
It is Townville, yeah.
I do believe is what it.
That's up
what
by
it is.
up north, Meadville area, not Erie, but Meadville
Yeah,
area.
Meadville,
so-
and it's on the way to Erie.
yeah, it's not
So
too
you
far.
guys can look up JD Fox on Facebook. You know, he has a Facebook, and there's an event page there. You can check that out. But so you got Tim in July, middle of
Mhm.
July, which is close to my birthday.
Yeah, there we go.
So hopefully,
You're catching up to me.
hopefully it's gonna be a birthday present
Yep.
to me. You
My
getting,
coach.
getting a pin, or
Yeah.
you know, maybe even coming out with a victory.
I'll make
You know,
something
that's a big task to take on, and it's even a bigger task to win it.
I can't wait for the opportunity, guys. Like seriously.
Yeah, for sure. So you have that coming up. Is there anything else that you want to talk about beyond that? I know you probably can't mention any names or anything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go ahead and do that. I think that's pretty much it. Anybody that knows me, as far as like a poll with me and or friends with me, here's a major shout out to you guys. I'm not gonna sit here and mention like 1,000 names, but I'll keep it like the math like real simple and easy. But I do want to do a special shout out to the Silverback crew, arm crew, Ellen Vaughn. Appreciate you, brother. You're a new friend of mine, and also Jacob Green, and Bryce Meadows, and Chris Wood, and Dan Atkins. You guys are family too. To me, you guys push me hard. Obviously, East Ohio arm wrestling, Billy Collins, Josh Croxall and company, and also Doom Crew too. Don't forget about Doom Crew. John Winkler and Paul Talbot and company. So those guys are awesome. They're in Wheeling. So,
Logan Cooper. Yeah.
and Logan Cooper, my man.
Yeah. So you've gotten good training in with those guys. The Doom Crew is the beef of arm wrestling in our area within, for me, within
They are, yeah.
an hour. You know, if you really
Yeah.
want to get some hard pulling in and strong guys, you
Hard
gotta go
pulling.
down there and train with Logan and his crew.
Yes.
And I tell you what, that's some heavy lifting there. You
It-
know, you're gonna gain your strength there. That's what we talked about before. Is
Absolutely.
you get your technique with us at East Ohio, and then you get your heavy reps in down there with John and Logan and them.
Oh, it's brutal. I got lightheaded a couple times down there. Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
can
brutal.
imagine.
It's nonstop too.
I
So
can
just almost
imagine.
like what your regimen is of training. It's nonstop.
Yeah. Needless to say, the training that Scott has to get up here, you know, we can pretty much got to use two hands with your left.
I appreciate
It is
that,
what
brother.
it is, but you know, down there they got Paul Talbot that comes down and trains with those guys too.
Yep.
So his arm is like a brick wall.
It is.
Which is something good that you need to hit against, you know, with just
Yeah,
one arm.
that's another thing I want, like advice wise. Like travel, go a little bit outside your comfort zone to go find somebody that's stronger than you. It's okay to get your butt kicked in here and there because guess what? That's making you stronger down the road. So that's my best advice.
Yeah.
And it's perfect to hang out with you guys. Table knowledge, IQ, table IQ, and everything
Mhm.
else. It all comes together if you combine a few things and make it one.
Yeah, I want to say East Ohio is very proficient at teaching your body positional awareness,
Mhm.
you know, table IQ, just table knowledge,
It's perfect.
you know, and your hand manipulation and stuff like that. You know, this crew that we have is very good for just 3 years into the sport. You know,
It's perfect.
Christian Ashby and Josh Batchelor had maybe like a year extra than the rest of us, but you
They're
know,
so knowledgeable.
yeah. So
Both those guys, yeah.
the ability for people to come into East Ohio arm wrestling and really learn at a quick pace, which is very beneficial to the community. Like case in point, Parker
Mhm.
Wise. You know, he's
Oh,
only
wow,
got
yeah.
8 months in, just won a pro
Yeah.
left hand 176 at this last event. You know, that's against
Oh,
some good
that's
bowlers
huge, yeah.
too.
That's huge.
You know, and then also you got Justice Black. What a phenom that
I
boy
know.
is! Oh my
He
goodness, at
honestly
18
is.
years
He's
old.
a young buck, 18 years old, coming
Oh,
up,
my goodness.
strong, guys.
Yeah, so I mean, the ability for pullers to their trajectory to be, you know, very steep just because of the table IQ and the knowledge that they can gain at East Ohio arm wrestling. You know, I'm not saying that they can't gain it anywhere else. I'm just saying that the group of guys that we have, we really put an emphasis on learning the techniques, the fundamentals. You know, that let somebody have that sharp, you know, rise.
Absolutely,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, so within the first year, if somebody has, you know, just say, you know, 60-70% technique
Mhm.
versus another guy that is a year in and only has maybe 40% technique, but has that's stronger, you know, the guy with more technique is most likely going to win.
Correct. I agree.
So it is always beneficial, man. I can't stress it enough
Yep.
for the new guys. It's
Absolutely.
always beneficial to learn the basics, find a good team, and get the training, and not just the hitting on each other
Yeah.
at a practice.
Nope.
It
We don't
doesn't
hit. Nope.
necessarily benefit you in the long run. You still have to learn how to arm wrestle. You
Mhm.
know.
Oh, I almost forgot. I gotta give a shout out to Martin Mullet. You're a beast, kid, man. Keep up that good work, my man.
There was a lot of good
He's
bowlers.
a bad. He's like
Yeah.
whoop.
Tri-State Arm Wrestling.
I love that.
Tim and Parker's.
Tim,
and
good job,
Martin's
Tim.
crew. You know, they practice sometimes in Salineville, Ohio. You know, they've been really working together, and they come to our practice quite a bit. Parker does, and then Tim comes every once in a while, but Martin's there every once in a while too.
That's perfect.
And I tell you what, those guys are very, very good for such a short amount of time. You know,
Absolutely.
Martin really showed out at the event. You got
He showed out.
two first place in the pro.
I know he got
you know?
second in amateur. I
How
believe.
does that
Yeah,
happen?
like
Come
how does
on,
that
Martin.
work?
Geez.
Yeah, Martin, you're holding back real quick for the pros. He's probably conservative.
Yeah,
his
conserving,
energy, yeah,
some
conserving all
energy
that
for
energy
the pro
for the
class.
pros, yeah.
That's understandable. I mean, it's understandable, but
My
you
man,
know,
he was a pleasure to watch. Put it up.
oh yeah, yeah. The guys really showed out.
Mhm.
You know, that whole crew really, and yourself. You know,
Yeah.
you guys all really did really well down there in Southwest Ohio.
We rep pretty good. We
Yeah.
rep.
I thought it was very nice. So that's pretty much gonna kind of wrap up what the podcast is today. We went over your event that you just had, the super match. You got Tim Lewis coming up, you know, and then hopefully November 2nd you'll pull in that event.
I will. Yeah.
So anybody else, if you got any questions, go ahead and ask them in the chat. We're gonna be wrapping it up here pretty soon.
Thank you guys.
But yeah, man, what a weekend! That was a really good weekend.
And I feel like I went through a car accident or two.
Yeah, I can
I'm
imagine.
just like, tight.
Now, after that much pulling, I tell you what,
I would say
geez,
like 21 matches, something like that.
that just sounds painful.
17 on record, but the slip outs and false starts and all that. Yeah, elbows. It was probably like 20 some.
Oh, I can imagine.
Oh,
That's
God.
painful. But you know,
Good times.
recovery is what it's all about. I mean, if you're not healthy, you know, that's what we do on Tuesdays. You come up for recovery. Most of the time, we're getting table time in on the Thursday before, or you're
Yeah.
going down to Doom Crew on Sundays. You know, so Tuesdays we do recovery, and it's so beneficial. You know, a lot of people
Yeah.
sleep on good recovery.
I told him I wouldn't say this, so I'm gonna say it right now. Anybody needs a damn coaching regimen, like on paper, and push you to that extra limit that maybe blend it into what you currently got going on. This is the guy. I am him. I told you I wouldn't say that, but I just did. So sorry.
But yeah, so if anybody knows any new pullers that you wanna you know, really develop the necessary fundamental structure strength
Mm-hmm.
is really what I specialize in, is newer pullers having the strength and the abilities to have good
Yes.
fundamentals. You
That
know,
works. Yep.
and to be able to actually arm wrestle, you know, within a year, you know what I mean, you're going to be pretty good and a pretty good arm wrestler if I can get a hold of you. As long as people are able
You'd be
to
a great arm wrestler. Get a hold of him.
as long as people are able to adhere to the teaching and really soak it in.
Mhm.
Some people, you know, it just flies over their head sometimes.
Is that okay? How many times I say I completed one of your workouts?
Right,
Is that what I was
yeah,
like?
yeah.
All right, I might have completed like maybe like 4 or 5 of the true workouts here in the last like 3 months with Billy. I almost completed them.
It is what
That's
it
how
is.
brutal it is, but it's good.
But you know, so if anybody knows any new pullers, just send them my way. We're doing $10 an hour for you know, any video chat training, something like that. I can block you off an hour, and we'll get some training in. I can send the form for the workouts, you know, and then I'm pretty decent at explaining
Yeah, you're very
how
good.
to do this.
Very
you know,
good at it,
you know,
yep.
it comes pretty natural to me. So if you guys know anybody, send them my way. You know, I would appreciate it. But yeah, let's check it out. Mike Brown said, "Good luck, Scott. Rooting for you, brother."
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you.
Drew said, "Train hard, brother."
Appreciate
But
you.
so that's gonna wrap it up. I appreciate you being here on the podcast. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, hit the like and subscribe. You know, share it with your friends. Also, if you guys liked the one-on-one, you know, instead of the Zoom, you know, if anybody has any ideas on anybody that would like to travel down here to East Liverpool, and we can have another in-person podcast. I enjoy it.
Absolutely.
I
Do
enjoy it.
training a little bit after or
Oh,
before.
man.
That'd be great.
That would be fun. Do a podcast during training.
Why not?
How fun would that be?
That'd be different.
Maybe give some of my secrets out.
Yeah.
You know,
Thank
I
you,
don't
Billy,
know.
for having me.
Appreciate you. Thanks, guys, for being here. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We appreciate you guys. Thanks. You guys have a good day. God bless.